Hi, hello, namaste. Welcome to today's science class, children. In the previous class, we have learned regarding the lenses and the type of lenses. Convex lens, which is also known as converging lens. Concave lens, which is called as diverging lens. Two types of lenses we have learned. And also some of the definitions of the terms related to lens also we have learned. That is center of curvature, radius of curvature, principal axis, optic center. That all we have learned in the previous class. And also we learned three special races of lens, and also we have come across how to draw the three special rays of lenses, that is convex lens and concave lens. Let me recall. So why we have to study the ray diagrams? The ray diagrams help us to know the nature, size and position of the image formed when an object is kept at different distance from the lenses. So to know the nature, size and position, we should know about the ray diagrams. But before drawing the ray diagrams of the convex lens and concave lens when the object is kept at certain distance, first the three principles that you must follow before drawing the ray diagrams for the concave or a convex lens when the object is kept certain distance from the lenses. The first case is, so here I'll show the case 1 of convex and also concave lens simultaneously. So here this is the convex lens. Convex lens is nothing but converging lens, where the rays, if the rays are drawn, if the rays are allowed to fall onto the lens, all the rays will try to meet at a point. Therefore we call it as converging lens. Whereas concave lens, the other name for the concave lens is nothing but diverging lens, where the rays appears to get diverge after refraction from the lens. So here first case, convex lens, if the rays are allowed to fall on the lens in the form of parallel, if the rays are allowed to fall parallel to the principal axis, after refraction in the lens, they appears to converge at the focus. Means if the rays is parallel to the principal axis, this is the principal axis, okay. If the rays is parallel to the principal axis, after refraction they appears to meet, they meet at focus, okay. In the concave lens, if the rays are allowed to be parallel to the principal axis, they appear to meet at focus. So here this is the ray which is parallel to the principal axis. This is the principal axis, okay. After refraction, it appears to meet at the focus. After diverging, it appears to meet at the focus. This is the case 1 for both convex and concave lens. If the beam of light is allowed to fall on the lens in the form of parallel to the principal axis, in the convex lens they meet at focus. In the concave lens they appears to meet at the focus. Now the second case for the convex lens, an incident ray. If the incident ray is passing through the optical center, if the incident ray is allowed to fall through the optical center of the lens, either a convex or a concave lens, okay, goes undeviated from the lens. You can observe here, this is the incident ray, okay. After refraction means it passes in a straight path, it propagates in a straight way, means here it goes undeviated from the lens in the convex. And in the concave lens also, if the incident ray is allowed to fall, directly to the optic center, the refraction gets undeviated, means it passes in a straight way. This is the second rule. Now the third rule. An incident ray passing through the first principal focus of the lens or directed towards it it becomes parallel to the principal axis after refraction from the lens. This is for convex lens. You can see the incident ray is directly allowed to fall through the focus. After refraction, the refracted ray will be parallel to principal axis. This is in convex. If I move towards the concave, here if the incident ray is focusing towards, allowed to fall directly to the focus after refraction from the lens, we know that concave is nothing but diverging lens. Okay, the diverged rays will be parallel to principal axis. This is how the three special rays of lenses takes place, which helps us in identifying the nature, size and position of the image formed when an object is kept at different distance from the lenses. Either it can be a concave lens or it can be a convex lens, children. So convex lens, with the help of three special rays for convex lens, okay, with the help of those special rays, we can find the images of different sizes, nature and different positions for objects kept at different distance from its optical center. Main is optical center, where the object is present from the optical center. By knowing it, we can draw the ray diagrams. So here there are total 6 cases that we can cover all the possible types of images formed by convex lens, children, and the rays that we are going to draw by using 2 or 3 rays we can mention in drawing the ray diagrams. That characteristics the images formed that can be written by knowing the ray diagrams. So first we'll study if the object is kept at infinity. Before going with the first case, that is object at infinity, let me tell you how to do the skeletal structure. This is called the skeletal diagram of the convex lens, children. First what we have to do is, first we need to draw a straight line which is nothing but principal axis. After that, by using the protractor, fix one point. Okay, by using protractor, first you draw one curve. You need to do in such a way that the straight line should come with the 90 degree. Like this, you have to keep the protractor. The straight line is coinciding with the 90 degree. You can observe here. Okay, and choose the lines above 3 and also below 3 of the protractor. Okay, above 3 lines of the principal axis and below the 3 line of the principal axis. After that, you just keep the protractor in the opposite fashion, same, that is coinciding with the 90 degree, in this way as we have done in the previous case. Okay, and draw the curve again same above 3 lines of the principal axis and below 3 lines. So you will get a convex lens. Later, the intersecting part of the curves, you draw a straight line which we call it as an aperture. The aperture intersecting the principal axis is nothing but optical center. Okay, from here to fix some centimeter to make it a principal focus. So here I have used 2 centimeter. So right side 2 centimeter, left side 2 centimeter. This is first focus, and for the second focus again 2 centimeter. So from optical center it will be 4 centimeter towards right and also towards left also 4 centimeter. So if you make this skeletal structure, skeletal ray diagram ready, then we can construct all the ray diagrams for the convex lens wherever the object is placed. So you have to make like this in your classwork, children. So here the object is at infinity, somewhere the object is placed. Okay, and here the rays are drawn parallel to the principal axis. You can observe here, this is the principal axis. The rays are drawn parallel to the principal axis. That is, incident rays are drawn parallel to the principal axis. As we have know that in the 3 special case, if the ray is parallel to the principal axis of the convex lens, it meets at focus. So here also it meets at focus and meets at focus. So here the image is formed. So here we can write the characteristics of the image formed. So the characteristics of the image formed, somewhere the object is kept, okay, the image is formed at the focus. So here the nature becomes real and inverted. Real and inverted. Size, you can see a point size. So we can write diminished. So almost point size. Almost point like image. And position, we got the image at focus. So you can write focus. At focus. So this is the characteristics of the image formed when the object is at infinity. So we'll move to the second case. So here object somewhat beyond the 2f point of the lens. So here we are going to keep the object beyond 2f. So here the skeletal diagram is ready. So we'll do the ray diagram. So here you can clearly observe AB is the object kept beyond 2f. Okay, and here you have to take 1 centimeter. Okay, height of the object should be 1 centimeter, children. Okay, and one ray is parallel to principal axis. As I told in the earlier only that we'll consider 2 or 3 rays, that's all, for constructing the ray diagrams. Okay, here I have considered only 2 rays. One is parallel to the principal axis. Incident ray is parallel to the principal axis. We know that it meets at the focus because of convex lens converges. Okay. And the another ray I have taken directly through the optic center. We know that if the incident ray is drawn towards optic center, it gets undeviated, means it passes in a straight way. Okay. So where the intersection of incident ray, parallel refracted ray and passing through the optic center, where these two refracted rays intersects, okay, there is the image formed. Here only the image formed. You can see here it is kept, object is kept above the principal axis, but the image is forming below the principal axis. Means it is inverted. It is inverted. This is B and this is A. Inverted is nothing but if the pen is like this, okay, if the pen is standing in this way, if it's formed in this way, it is called as inverted. Just right, reciprocal, what we say in the mathematics. Okay, inverted is nothing but ulta. Okay, so here you can see the height of the object is little bit bigger than height of the image formed, or we can say height of the image is smaller than the height of the object. It is real and it is inverted. This is the nature. And size we can tell it is smaller, and position we can see it is in between f and 2f. Okay, so what is the nature? Real and inverted. Okay, if the pencil is like this, if it is formed in this way, it is called as inverted. Okay, real and inverted. Size, so size of the image is smaller than the size of the object. So we can call it as diminished. Size is diminished. Okay, and position, where is the image is formed? The image is formed in between f and 2f. Point f and 2f point. Points of the lens on its other side. On its other side, or just you can write in between f and 2f on the opposite side of the object placed. So these are the two cases. One case is object if it is kept at infinity, and the other case is object kept beyond the 2f point of the lens. So we'll go for third case. Or before going for third case, let me show you how the size of the image is smaller by using ruled book. So here you can observe clearly, children. This is the height of the object. I have taken the height of the object is 2 lines. Okay, 2 distance. And here you can see height of the image is in inverted fashion. Okay, and here I have used 2 distance of lines, and here the image is formed only 1 and 1/4, that is smaller than the height of the object. Hope this is clear for you why here the height of the image is smaller than the height of the object. So we call it as diminished, okay, and inverted. And keep remember, children, when you are placing the object should be perpendicular to the principal axis. In this way you have to place the object. So now moving to third case. If the object is at 2f point of the lens. So this is 2f, okay. If the object is kept at 2f, where do the image is formed? The image is formed at 2f on the opposite side of the object placed to the lens, right? One ray, you can observe, one ray is incident ray is parallel to the principal axis, passes through focus. The another one the incident ray directly passing through the optic center, it undeviates the rays. So both meet at here. So if I draw again, the image formed is at 2f only. So here characteristics of the image: nature, real and inverted. You can see the object is kept above the principal axis and the image is formed below the principal axis. So we call it as inverted. Size, you can observe here, the length of the object is 1 centimeter, height of the object is 1 centimeter, and the height of the image is also 1 centimeter. So we can say the size, same size as the size of object. And position, where do the image is formed? The image is formed at 2f. At 2f point of the lens on the other side of the lens. This is how the characteristics of the image seen when the object is placed at 2f of the lens. So if we move towards the fourth case, that is the object is placed between 2f and f. You can see, observe here, the object is placed between 2f and also f. So similarly here also one ray, incident ray, is parallel to principal axis, passes through focus. The another ray directly passing through the optical center, okay, it gets undeviated. So the image is formed here, that is beyond 2f, and the object is placed between f and 2f. The image is formed beyond 2f, and you can observe the size. The size of the object is smaller than the size of the image formed, right? So here the image of the size increases than compared to the size of the object. So here we can write real and inverted, size enlarged, position, where do the image is formed? Beyond 2f point of the lens on the, or you can write on its other side. On its other side. This is how the image is formed when the object is placed at 2f and the object is placed at f and 2f. So we'll move to the fifth case. Yes, the skeletal diagram is ready for the object kept at the principal focus, or you can tell it as F point of the lens. So moving to the fifth case, object kept at the first principal focus or the F point of the lens. Here the object is placed at the F, point F. Okay, one line is parallel to the principal axis, incident ray is parallel to the principal axis, the other one is passing through the optic center. You can see here somewhere it is going to meet. So here written as image at infinity. Be aware children, here you have to show the arrow marks. Arrow marks are very important here in this case. Okay, and by looking here we can tell image, nature, real and inverted, size, enlarged, or you can write larger than object. Okay, position, image at infinity, Next, the last case, sixth case, object between optical center and the focus point of the lens. So the object is placed between F and O here, AB. One incident ray is parallel to principal axis. We know that it passes through the focus. The another passing through the optic center, which gets undeviated here children. So here when you are passing through the focus, it doesn't meet. Therefore, you make it at the back side and extend the line at the back of the object. Even the line passing through the optical center also, you extend the line back. So somewhere those two are going to intersect. So there the image is formed. Okay, so the image is formed on the same side of the lens where the object is placed. So here the image is formed beyond the F, on the same side of the lens where the object is placed, on the same side of the object placed beyond F, and here the image is formed above the principal axis only. So here we can write it nature virtual. Virtual in the sense image is not formed on the screen. Virtual and erect. Erect is nothing but opposite for the inverted. That is erect in the sense if you place the object in this way, the image is also formed in the same fashion. Therefore we call it as erect. And virtual is nothing but image is not obtained on the screen. Size you can see here, and highly enlarged, or you can write larger than object. And image formed is beyond F. Beyond F in the sense it can cross even 2F also. So it depends upon the size of the object you are going to take. Okay, some may get beyond F, some may get at 2F, some may get beyond 2F also children. Don't worry, just you should write beyond F. Beyond F means it can be anywhere else this side. Okay, beyond F on the same side of the lens. So this is how the image can be told by drawing the ray diagrams. That is characteristics of the image formed depending upon the object placed from the lens. This is all about convex lens children. So you can observe in the first case the object is placed at infinity, the image is formed at focus point size. When the object is kept beyond 2F, the image is smaller. When the object is at 2F, same size of the image at 2F. When the object is kept at between F and 2F, the image is enlarged. When the object is at F, again the image is enlarged, highly enlarged. When the object is in between O and F, again the image is enlarged. So here the last case is very important, children. This question, regarding this, many times the question is asked. When the object is placed between O and F, only in that case the nature of the image is virtual and erect. In the remaining rest of the cases, the image is real and inverted. Okay, so this point is very important, children. So you need to practice this ray diagram many times. So one thing you need to remember, children, as the object goes closer to the lens, the size of the image is going on increasing. So as the object moves closer to the lens, the image formed, the size of the image gets enlarged. This point to be remembered. Now moving towards concave lens, which is nothing but diverging lens. Here the nature and position of the image formed by the concave lens does not depend upon the distance of the image from the lens. So here the nature, position of the image formed by the concave lens remains same. Characteristic of the image formed in the concave lens remains the same. It does not depend upon the object placed from the lens. Okay. So here the skeletal diagram is ready, children. So in between this I have taken 1 centimeter. Okay. And the aperture is drawn by taking 0.5 centimeter each. That is 1 centimeter means mid of ear. Okay, the same from optical center to focus, 2 centimeter, from focus to double focal length, double focus is again 2 centimeter. So from optic center to double focal it is 4 centimeters. So like this the unit is maintained same. This is called skeletal ray diagram. Observe here, children, the object is placed in between F and 2F. Okay, with the pen it is drawn. The object is placed between F and 2F, one parallel to principal axis, incident ray parallel to principal axis. We know that it appears to meet at the focus, right? After drawing parallel to the principal axis, you just keep the scale like this, appears to meet at the focus, then you can extend it. So we know that in the concave lens it is a diverging, right? So it gets diverged where near the aperture. The another one passing through the optical center. So where these two rays intersects, there the image is formed. You can see the image is formed, which is written with the pencil. Object is placed above the principal axis. Image is formed above the principal axis. Means here nature virtual and erect. So image is formed above the principal axis means erect. So wherever there is erect, it is virtual, it will be. Okay. Size, you can see the size of the image is smaller than the size of the object. So we can write diminished. And position, where do the image is obtained? The image is obtained between O and F. So between O and F on same side of lens. So now we'll place the object in between O and F. We'll see what happens. So here again the ray parallel to principal axis get diverged because of concave lens, appears to meet at focus. Another one through optic center where the two rays intersects, there the image is formed. So again the image is formed between O and F only. The size of the image is smaller than the size of the object and it is erect. Erect in the sense virtual. Therefore same, virtual, erect, size diminished between O and F on same side of the lens. So here by observing these two ray diagrams we can conclude that the characteristics of the image formed in the concave lens is same. Therefore the sentence is given, the nature and position of the image formed by a concave lens does not depend upon the distance of the object from the lens. The characteristics remains same. So in today's class completes ray diagrams of convex lens and also concave lens. In the next class we'll discuss about uses of lenses. And the ray diagrams of concave and convex lens, children, you have to do it in the homework book. So here the table is given in page number 182 about the image formed in a convex lens. And concave lens clearly told that the characteristics remains same, that is virtual, erect, diminished with irrespective of the object placed from the lens. So in today's class we have completed about concave and convex lens ray diagrams. In next class we'll discuss about uses of lenses. Thank you, children. We'll meet in the next class. Have a nice day. Thank you.